Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are in the kitchen. Today we are going to be starting a new series I want to do. I want to test out a bunch of different cookie recipes and just see how they turn out. It'll probably be weekly or bi-weekly probably. Haven't quite decided how frequent I'm going to do this. But today we are going to start with some chocolate chip cookies. I found on Pinterest a recipe for Joanna Gaines chocolate chip cookies. I do believe they're in her cookbook that she has published, so I will link the cookbook down below. I do not own that cookbook. It is one I want. However, with cookbooks, I like to collect the cookbooks, but then there's a lot of recipes in there that I just won't make usually. So I don't know for sure if that's going to be one I'm going to buy, but I will have it linked down below, and then I will also post a link in the comment or in the description box below to the recipe that I found on Pinterest. So let's just get into it. If you like baking videos, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for future cookie recipes. And let's just get into it. I am going to flip you around and show you what we are going to need for this chocolate chip cookie recipe. Okay, here we are. For this recipe, we will need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, a heaping teaspoon of baking soda. I buy this large bag at Costco because I do a lot of baking and I use it for other things as well. It calls for 1/2 teaspoon of salt, but it also calls for unsalted butter. I buy salted butter. It's just what I prefer to use, so I don't generally add extra salt to recipes. 2 cups of packed brown sugar, 2 large eggs, vanilla extract, and you know what? I left out the most important ingredient. Chocolate chips. I buy this big bag at Costco as well. It lasts quite some time, and I just store it in the freezer and it works out really well. I did forget to mention the butter does have to be at room temperature in order for you to be able to work with it. Otherwise it's just not going to work because it's going to be too hard for the mixer. And then to bake the cookies on, a cookie sheet and either parchment paper, or I like these silicone baking mats. I will link some of those down below. I don't know if I'll be able to find these exact ones because they were a Christmas gift one year. But I will link some silicone baking mats down below in the description box in case you're interested. And that's it for the ingredients. Let's go ahead and get started with the cookies. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is get out another bowl, and let me just do that. Okay, sorry. Let's push this out of the way for a minute. In this bowl, we're going to combine our flour, it says place the flour, baking soda, and salt together in a medium bowl set aside. So then I'm going to grab out my measuring spoons. I like these ones because I can just kind of they're all connected, so I just choose which one I want, put the others on the bottom. I believe I got these from Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm not 100% sure where I got them, honestly. But it says a heaping teaspoon. So, looks pretty heaping. And we'll just dump that in. And set the baking soda aside. Now there are tons and tons of chocolate chip cookie recipes out there, so I may be doing a few chocolate chip cookie recipes just to start this series off with. I'm just mixing that up a little bit. I'm going to set it off to the side. Let's pull the mixer back so you can see what's going on. Now to the mixer bowl, what we're going to do is place the butter and the sugar in. And I have it fitted with my paddle attachment. You can do this with an electric mixer, like a handheld electric mixer as well. Okay, I'm gonna set the butter in there. And then I'm also just going to dump in my sugar. Now we are going to turn this on to medium speed and let it beat for 2 to 3 minutes until the mixture's light and fluffy. So let's go ahead and just get mixing. Okay, there we are. I've beat it for about 2 minutes. It's looking pretty good. So now we're going to take our eggs and I'm going to try and pour them in one at a time. We'll see how well that goes. Just like that. And then we'll beat until it's blended. Okay. The recipe says to beat until just blended. So that's what I'm doing. Try not to overmix these. There goes the second egg. Okay. Then the vanilla. This is the vanilla I'm using right now. I just kind of buy whatever is most affordable at the store. A lot of the time I end up with imitation vanilla. Tastes just as good though. And I never measure vanilla. Vanilla always tastes good. It's one of those things that I just don't measure. So we're gonna beat that until, ooh, it just splashed all over. Beat that until it's blended in. Clean off my arm and my counter a little bit. I don't think I've ever had vanilla splash all over. I've definitely had flour do that to me. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm just going to scrape the edge of the bowl a little bit. This paddle attachment with the rubber side does a pretty good job at keeping the side of the bowl clean. But I'm just going to take my rubber spatula and just kind of scrape the bowl down a little bit more. Just like so. I'm going to set that there. And now we're going to take our flour mixture and we're just going to dump it in. Without making a mess, preferably. Okay. And now we beat this until just combined. I'm going to start it real low. And of course, some always jumps out. We're just going to let that mix until it's just combined. And then it says to turn the mixer on high for a few seconds to pull the dough together. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And now it says to add the chocolate chips. It does say 1.5 cups. Again, I usually don't measure chocolate chips when I make chocolate chip cookies. I just kind of wing it. Okay, and then it says to beat on high speed to thoroughly and quickly mix in the chocolate chips. Okay. Now we're going to drop by large spoonfuls onto the prepared baking sheet Don't flatten them. Bake until lightly browned on top, 10 to 11 minutes. Cool on the pan for a minute and then transfer to a cooling rack. So I actually have, if I can get it out here, back just slightly. I actually have a cookie scoop for making cookies instead of using spoons. Okay, sorry. Whoa, my tripod's acting funny. There we go. Okay. Got the cookie scoop here. You may hear people and kids in the background. Okay. So I'm just going to use this to scoop up the cookie dough. And it says not to flatten it, so I'm going to follow that. Okay. The picture of these is what made me want to try them. It's like they look real fluffy and soft and chewy. And that's kind of what I like in a chocolate chip cookie. So what we're going to do, pull you out just a little bit, and don't mind the cords there. I used that to plug my mixer in on this counter over here. And we're just going to scoop some up, drop it on the pan. You want to give them space to spread out. I've never made this recipe, so I don't know how they're going to spread. I'm going to go for 4. That's probably a little closer together than they should be, but I'm going to go for it. Try it out. I'm going to go 3 rows of 4 here. Okay. Last row of 4, and then we'll get them in the oven. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees. And we will get these in the oven. And then I'll bring you back when they come out to show you what they look like. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes now. While the other cookies were baking in the oven, I went ahead and got another tray ready to go in. Let's take a peek. Ooh. Oh, the camera fogged up. And you can't really see in the oven. That's okay. Let me get a hot pad. And the baby was fussy, so I am now wearing her. But here they are. And oh boy, do they look good. So that turns into that. Now the recipe says to let them cool on the tray for about a minute, and then put them on the cooling rack. So that is what we're going to do. So they look so good. They don't look as fluffy as they did in the picture, but that's okay. They still look really, really good. Maybe if I tried chilling the dough, they would have come out more fluffy. But the recipe didn't say to chill the dough, so I didn't. So maybe, because I still have some left. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to chill what's in here while these other ones bake and cool, and make a batch and see how they turn out. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the fridge, and we'll see you. I'll bring you back after I make the chilled batch, and we'll see how they look. Okay, so this is more how the picture of the cookies looked online. So it looks like chilling the dough was the trick. So there we have it. I'm going to get some, my boys want to taste test the cookies, so we're going to do that here in just a second. Here we go, taste test.
That's good.
That is really good. Is that yummy?
I'll give this a 10 out of 10.
10 out of
10 out
10?
of 10.
10 out of 10?
Do you give it a 10 out of 10?
No.
Okay, there we have it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It would really help the channel out. I am a little baby YouTube channel, so it would mean a lot if you would go ahead and just click that subscribe button and the like button. And if you want to see more like this, they're going to be coming soon.